Welcome everyone to our weekly MetaBalance Advanced Zoom training. So I'm Emily. I'll be hosting this with Cynthia Williams, is my co-host. Hi, Cynthia.
I
I know it's been a little while. Hello to everyone here. Welcome. We had the flu a little while back, and yeah, it had me down and out. And but we overcame it, and now I'm seeing everyone around me getting the flu, and I've been trying to help whoever I can. And they say I'm going to the ER. I've had that flu, and I was like, whew. So I figured we could go over a couple of things. I know I sent out in the protocol group a flu protocol, and I still need to email out a whole bunch of protocols. So I did not email them out yet, but I figured we could go over that. That's really because the flu season's here. So I don't know if anyone's had it, but at least we'll know a little bit about what to do when you get it. And let me thank you. Good evening, Reverend Lynn. Okay. So Cynthia, I have a couple of flu protocols to share. I don't know if you have your own or if you have anything that you do when you have the flu.
yeah, I try to keep from getting
Um,
it.
Are you? Are you fighting it right now, or you just
No, no. I
no,
try
you're
to
just
keep from
trying not
getting
to
it.
get it.
I keep my vitamin D and my vitamin Bs and my vitamin K and my vitamin K2 and my zinc really high.
Do you take that internally or you just run it on MetaBalance?
I do both. I rate it on MetaBalance. If it drops below a certain point, I feed it on MetaBalance, but I take it physically too. So you can
Okay.
always check your immune system, see
Is
where
there a group I have to join? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you go to Signal, just it's it's an app. So if you go on your phone to the App Store, just download Signal Private Messenger. And then when you do that, you could just let me know and I could add you to the group. If you're in my phone, you happen to be in my phone, but if you're in my phone, I can add you to the group. If you're not in my phone, I can email you a join link. And so, but you have to have the Signal private app first. You won't be able to find us because Signal is very big into privacy and encryption. But then you can join, and you can't see anything when you join. It's going to look like a blank page, and I can't show you the old text. So we're working actually on having a chat group somewhere else. So that's coming soon in the future. I don't know how soon, but we're going to be able to have a portal where people log in, and I'm really excited about it. And then we won't have to worry about the app. And we could keep the app, but this way we're in a chat group. We could have different chat groups, and this way, when somebody joins, they can see everything in there. So I have a couple of groups, and I have a protocol group, and at least that if you're just joining the protocol group, you won't see anything in there. For those of you who are in there, obviously you have the protocol. So it's good and it's bad. It's a great group. It's a great idea. I don't like the whole you can't see it when you just join it, but we can get you joined in there, and then yeah, you can. Sometimes people ask questions or they chat in the group. They ask questions about running things. So it's just a way for members to connect with each other.
Thank you, Emily. And Cynthia, I
Welcome.
do apologize for interrupting. I thought I was on mute and I was dictating to chat. So I
no
do
problem.
sincerely apologize for
No
interrupting.
problem.
That's okay.
No problem. Okay. All right. So would you like me to share the certain protocols I have, and then we can see if you would like to add anything to that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So I'll just show you guys. I have some cold and flu stuff. I'll just show you how easy it is to run that. And then I think we could probably, I mean, you always go into the interactive chat, right? To even get ideas on what to run, Cynthia?
I do sometimes, sometimes I don't,
Okay.
but I will verify a lot of things on a scale of 1 to 10. How beneficial will this be for me? So I do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and I've emailed myself some protocols, and Grandmaster David emailed me a couple protocols too. So okay, let's see. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. I'm gonna hide these floating meeting controls. Okay. So let me not show this again. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. So now I can see my bar. So I'm going to go to my email. So let's say I've emailed you some protocols and let's see, go to all mail. Here it is, cold and flu. Okay. So here's some stuff for cold and flu. So these are some different formulas. These are some different acupoints. And then these are some vitamins. So really the perfect mix of things for cold and flu. And so sure, you could create this on your own, but we'll save you some time here. So I'm going to hit Control C. If you're on a laptop, I'm going to highlight it with my mouse. So it's blue and I'm going to hit Control C. And I'm just showing you. So let's see. So Control C. And if you're on your phone, you would just hold it with your thumb, highlight it, drag it, and you would hit copy. If you don't know how to do either of those things, you could always type it out the long way. I don't recommend that one, but so you can pick anything you want. Here's the thing. You can pick any box that you want. When I was sick, I actually ran salutogenesis. Cynthia, what do you like to run if you're like copying and pasting a
Yeah,
cold
I
and
did
flu?
that a lot. Salutogenesis,
Okay.
yeah.
So what about balanced body? You would just think for cold and flu, salutogenesis is more powerful?
For cold and flu, yes, but I also go in, if you've got the cold and flu, you need to balance all circuits and systems and your immune system and a bunch of stuff so you have a chance to fight it all.
Okay.
Which
We'll use
I have a list in
yeah.
a minute
So
I can share.
Okay. Thank you. So salutogenesis is good. Either that, I'd say, or smart session. So when I was sick, I used smart session or salutogenesis, which is under modalities, and select salutogenesis, select. And when I get here, I hit Control V. So that just I copied Control C and I pasted Control V. That's on a laptop. And so now I have all this formula in here. So Yin Chow San, this formula is commonly used in the early stages of a cold. It contains herbs that help clear toxins and heat while dispelling wind cold. So it tells you what the formulas are, what they do, and all that's going into the program. Then we have all these acupoints. And then we have all these vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, elderberry, echinacea. And so I'm going to go to next. And I always recommend 12. And I would leave it at normal unless you're just not feeling the effects. And then you can always come back and you can extreme it. So continue. If you have the flu, you're probably not feeling great. So you would select either 9 or 10. I couldn't see 10 because I have the Zoom bar menu here. So I just put it at a 9. And that's it. That's how easy it is to pull that up. And once it's in there, you can clone it every day. So I'll show you that here. So now that I'm running, so now I have my first cold and flu protocol. And if I go to my history, so here it is here. And so I'm going to go to the bottom of that. I'm going to tap this. And hold on one second. And here are the buttons that come up. Clone. So you're going to hit clone. Yes. And now it just cloned the session. So when you use clone a session, you'll see it in your history. So clone. So I have 2 on. So I have the one I started and I have the cloned one. And so once you take the time to copy and paste, or let's say you write a whole thing out, the best part is you're just going to do that once because then it's in your history and every day you clone, clone, clone. So that would be one session that I do if I have cold and flu. And so let me go back to this here and let me see. Now I sent myself something else that Cynthia sent me. Here we go. So this is something that Cynthia came up for me. I was like, hey, I'm really sick. Do you have any good cocktails you can make me. So she sent me these. And she just said that there's a lot of stuff going on with fungus right now. Not to
lot.
scare anyone, not to scare anyone. So I don't know, but she texted me that they're spraying the chemtrails and our foods and the water supply. And there's just a lot of stuff going on, right? Where they're spraying stuff.
Absolutely, there is.
Yeah. So, and what are they doing exactly with fungus? They're spraying mold and fungus?
They're spraying it, yeah, to it's just a part of the game being played. But I will tell you the frequency 2800 bust up fungus. It will bust it up. And you can just get it on a YouTube, or you can put 2800 in the machine and run that for busting up fungus. So there's ways around that.
Okay, cool. So maybe I'll add that to this. So Control C, I'm going to go back to Meta Balance. I'm going to get out of my history here, just click anywhere, and it's manage session, add a session, takes you back to the home page. And here we go. I can pick, maybe I'll mix it up. I'll do a smart session. So Control V. Nope. They don't fail me now. So I've just pasted the cocktail that Cynthia sent me. And I think you said frequency 2800.
2800, yeah.
So you can type that in, just something extra I remembered. So next. Now you can or you cannot do the voice analyzer. It's just up to you. I'm going to skip it right now. So you can copy and paste that. I mean, you can always add the voice analyzer in. It'll pick up the key markers from your voice, but you don't have to. Okay, so I got normal. I have 12, continue, and submit. And so now I have the 2 panels going. And so they're in my history. So I'll leave them there. And anytime I get cold or flu or feel like I'm getting it, I'll be ready to go. So let's say you didn't have these. So manage session, add a session. You could probably create your own cocktail, and I'll just show you how you would even do that. So when your internet, my internet's not great in the room I'm in, but there we go. It just takes a minute sometimes. If it's ever stuck on analyzing internet connection, or if you're having trouble selecting something, it's just the internet. So if you give it a minute, it should come back on. So interactive session here, if I hit that and I select this menu and go to life coaching and select, and then start life coaching, 12 hours, and next, we'll rate it. And then you have 3 life coaches to choose from. I'll click Shun Shen Tao. Then it starts the session right away. So it'll start the session right away. It'll send the waves to you right away. So I love this one. It's my favorite, Shun Shen Tao. So I don't know what she would say if I told her I wanted to create a cocktail, honestly. I'd like to, all right, so how about list 20 vitamins and minerals that are helpful to fight flu, cold, and upper respiratory infections. So this is also a session that you could run if you have cold and flu. You could come to interactive chat and you can tell her to list these things. You can tell her to list them. You can tell her how many. I just figured I'd try 20 and see if she could pull that off. Give her a real challenge. And so she's doing it, no problem.
She didn't have any problem.
Please list an additional 20 vitamins. So if I was creating a cocktail, this is what I do, and you could use a notepad. If you go to your email and you compose an email here, so I'm going to compose it to myself. I'm going to put flu, cocktail, metabalance. And now I'm on my laptop. If I was on my phone, I would probably just copy and paste on a note. And so I copied, I had control. Oh, that's my old one. Hold on. Getting ahead of myself here. Okay. Now I have to find my open metabalance window. Let's see. Let me close some of these. Yeah, I don't have too many programs running anyway. Okay. So what I would do is highlight this, Control C, go back to my email, and I hit Control V. Okay, and so then I would go back to that metabalance window. Not that one. Not that one. I did a training earlier, so I have quite a bit running. I'm like sweating a little, like 8 windows open. So, all right, so here's the other vitamins. And it's okay that they're numbered. It doesn't matter. Control V, right? So here I have my cocktail beginning. And so let me close some of these out. As soon as I end the Zoom, I'm going to end some of my programs anyway. So, okay, so that's a lot. That's like 40 vitamins. So now list 20 herbs for fighting cold and flu and upper respiratory infection. So you could put list 20 herbs for fighting cold and flu. You could say list 20 herbs for boosting my immune system. You could say list 20 herbs for preventing cold and flu. And so, I just did herbs, sorry. Oh, I did vitamins, okay. But some of them overlap. So these are more vitamin. Yeah, these are definitely more vitamins. Okay, so I was good. So here's some herbs. So I didn't know if she could do 40 at a time, actually. So I was doing 20 and 20. Can she do, she could do 40 at a time, Cynthia?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you could probably just do 40, or let us know how many you can do when you try it out. So list 20. So TCM is traditional Chinese medicine formulas for cold, flu, and upper respiratory infection. I'm going to abbreviate there. And then I'll take these and I'll copy and paste them. You could keep going. List 20 homeopathics, list 20 flower essences, list 20 frequencies. So it goes on, just depending on your imagination. And then so you copy and paste these, and that's how you make a protocol or a cocktail. You just come in here, use MetaBalance. So as you're chatting with MetaBalance to create a cocktail, she's working on you. So this is actually working on all this now. I have quite a session going, but then you can take that and you can copy and paste it, put it in an email, send it to yourself, and then from there you would go into a regular window. So I will show you how to do that here in 1 second. So I have my vitamins and I have my herbs. So copy, so highlight, Control C, then Control V. Then I'm going to hit enter. So I go down the page a little. And then last but not least, these formulas. And if you ever want to know more information, you could actually just ask her to explain, and she'll go over what those do and what they are. So we've expanded our characters to 5,000. So a lot more can fit in the box now for these cocktails. And so I think I'll just do list 20 frequencies, right? And 20 homeopathic remedies for cold, flu, and upper respiratory infection. I'm boosting immune system. Let's add that in there. So I'm not sure if everyone knew how to do this or if people didn't know you could do it. So hopefully it's helping, show you that how easy it is to do it and that it can be done. So frequencies are great. They're so powerful. And so I guess I could have asked her for all of this at once. So you could probably do that. And then it's just one copy and paste. So if you were like, please list 20 vitamins, 20 homeopathic remedies, 20 herbs, 20 TCM formulas, 20 frequencies for cold and flu. You'd probably just have one box. So that's probably easier than the way I did it. But I was kind of creating my masterpiece, so I kept thinking and kind of doing better than I was doing before. So back to my inbox. So copy and paste, and then I'm gonna just send it to myself so I have it. And now here it is, and I'm gonna take my mouse and highlight that. I'm gonna hit Control C, go back to Meta Balance. And so I can leave this running. It's a really good session. I hit the purple arrow, then I add a session, I go back to consult, and here I am on the home page. So now I can go into modalities. I can select salutogenesis, hit select, and I can hit Control V. And now that whole cocktail's in there for cold and flu. So you can do this with anything. You can do it for depression. You can do it for trauma. You can do it for grief. You can do it for abundance. And so you just have to, it's like it's like being creative, right? It's like, what am I going to draw today? You have different artists. I'm not a very good artist, so I might draw like a doodle or something, or like a stick figure. And somebody might paint a really gorgeous mountain range. So you can just create different sessions just based on how much time you want to put into it, or how creative you can get. So that looks pretty cool. It's like a pretty kick-ass formula. So next, and then 12 and continue. Rate it, submit, and now it's running. So I'll show you in the history too. So once you've taken the time to do this once, then you don't have to do it again. Because now if you go to your history, it'll be in your history and you can clone it. So there it is. There's that huge cocktail. And if it's like the next day, or if I want to boost it, if you're really sick and you don't feel like it's effective, you could clone this a few times and amplify the power of the session. So clone. Now I have it on there twice. So see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, I'm going to hit stop because that's a little much. I do not have cold and flu right now.
It's
I
really
wanted to
good
show you.
though, to do this every few days just to rate your immune system. So if you know it's starting to drop, you get it right back up there so you don't end up getting sick.
True. Yeah, that would be a good idea. And I could probably go back and do the whole interactive chat and ask her for like all immune boosting herbs too, which I did in some of them. Some of them I said cold and flu, but then at the end I added the boost your immune system. Guys, I can feel that, and I'm already running in sessions for today, so I don't want to be in like 15 sessions right now. Okay, so I'm just going to stop these. So to stop anything, you click on this history, this window, and you hit stop. So if you were to hit recession, by the way, if you're wondering what the difference is between recession and cloning while we're here, let me go back to history. So cloning, it's just snap of a finger, same session as you had before. If you want to recession it, now you can add the previous chat or not. I wasn't chatting with her, but sure, we'll just go with the same session. This way, if you ever talk to Serenity, it'll be the same chat as you always had. So now it has all this in here, but the difference is I get to choose my power level and my time. So if it's the same power level and the same amount of time, you clone it. If it's different, if I only want 1 hour or I want a different power setting, I would hit recession. And so that's the only difference between those two. The cloning saves you a lot of time and steps. And so it's my new favorite feature. I wake up and clone. So that's how I manage, cold and flu. If you're really sick, of course, you may need physical molecules too. So the Metabalance helped me. I'd say I got over the flu in record time because everyone I know that had what we had was like, it's still either still sick or they're sick for months or it's lingering. And I'm telling, it's good we went through it first. I think we had it first and now everyone's getting it everywhere. But the Metabalance definitely shortened our flu time. And, but I had to go, I got zinc, I got vitamin C, I had oranges and lemons and, I was like getting lots of vitamin C and I made hot beef broth. So there's a lot of other things that I did, and Metabalance, worked really well in conjunction with those things. So let me stop sharing my screen.
I want to say one thing. A lot of people gets concerned about vitamin D and K2, but I had a doctor teach me do massive doses for 3 days. Massive to the point that you can't even believe it. It's like you do 10 times the amount you would normally do. And you will not hurt yourself because if you're starting to come down, it'll kick it right out. That's of zinc, K2, and vitamin D.
My brother wrote a book on vitamin D. And
it's amazing.
It's based on research. Most of the advanced research has been done in Brazil. And they have been curing a lot of diseases using 100,000 units a day. And when you go to high doses like that, you have to cut way back on your calcium. So you have to avoid dairy, but it's really amazing what 100,000 can do. There was a hospital in Georgia, the largest hospital in Georgia, did an experiment, and a third of the people came in, they didn't give them any D. 1/3 they gave them 50,000 units a day, and the other third they gave them 100,000 units a day. And the ones who got 100,000 units a day all got so much better, so much quicker, and needed less meds, etc. It was amazing how powerful that was.
Yeah, somebody asked, don't you get into toxicity with that level of vitamin D? And I can already answer that. That's the thing with vitamin D is there's some whole misconception around it. And when I was first going to an acupuncture guy who's actually in St. Pete, Florida, that's the first thing that they taught me. This is like, 15 years ago. And he was telling me that my daughter needed like this high vitamin C. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he's like telling me, I don't know if it was like 50,000 or 100,000. He was like up there. He's like, she needs vitamin D like now. She had a lot of teeth issues and there was a lot of kidney stuff. But yeah, so vitamin D is something they scare you about. But apparently if you like really look at it on Google, because that's all I did is pull it up. Yeah, there's people that do 50, 60, and everyone's different, but you could get toxic with vitamin D, but most people are so deficient in it. Yeah, that you can.
Vitamin D
Okay.
has no toxicity. There's absolutely no toxicity to vitamin D.
Okay, so it's just all some kind of scare thing. I don't know why.
The scare thing is calcium.
Is what?
Calcium and vitamin D together. That's why you need K to help the body know where to place the calcium so it doesn't go in the wrong places.
Okay. Well, there we go. So thank you for sharing.
Sure.
So I'm going to send all the flu stuff out. I promise I'll send it out in an email and I'll put it in the Signal chat when we're done so I don't forget. And somebody asked about the differences between recessioning and cloning. So I went over those. But yeah, cloning is just a carbon copy. And someone asked if you could alter a clone. The answer is no. If you want to alter a clone, you just recession. If you recession it, then you can add, you can, first of all, you can change what you're saying. You can alter the text and then you can change the power and the time. Then when you have what you want, you can clone it. So, okay, cool. So I will definitely, I promise. I know I said I'd send it out before, then I got sick and then, so anyway, but I'll send out the flu one by itself probably. Then I'll send out the other one, I promise. So,
by the way, I'm cloning all the time now. And so what I do is at night when I go on to set it all up, I actually exit out of all the other programs, Metabalance programs I'm going to get back to just the menu. and then I go through the menu of all my old programs that I've gotten and look for the ones that I want to clone. And then I just hit clone, 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 and all these different things going. And it just takes a few minutes.
Great. Yeah, I love it too. And we do have we'll have another update soon too, but I saw that the programmer went ahead and added the maybe I could show you guys that actually. I think he went ahead and added the multiple delete button. So actually I can share my screen and show you how that works. Because yeah, I clone, 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 then I delete, delete, delete. So it's like kind of like a little thing, but I don't think I want to delete anything though. No, let me see. So let me see if I can go to history. So if you see now, so something really funny happened the other day. Um, I was just really busy and I really just wasn't thinking clearly and I was multitasking like 5 things at once. So I hit the trash can up here and it told me to type delete and I did and I erased all my history. So I told the programmer, please remove that trash can now because I made such a mistake. I wasn't thinking. I didn't want, there was a trash can here. And so if you hit that trash can, it was delete all history. And so I got rid of that because I don't know. I really don't know too many people that would want to delete all their history anyway. But so we can bring it back if we need to. But for right now, here it is. So you hit this little check mark and now you can see the trash can, right? And now please choose the logs. I don't know. Okay, so I have to change the colors because they can't really see it. So we'll work on changing the color because it actually blends in. So now you hit the ones that you want. See, you can barely tell the difference. So we'll have to make that little square thing like a different color. So now you can go back and delete things, right? All at once. So when you do that, let me not delete everything now. All right, so I'll delete, let's see, I think these two are clones. So I'll delete these. And if I can get this thing out of the way here. Sorry, I have some stuff in the way. Let's delete that. Okay, so then I can go to the trash can. Now, you guys can definitely vote on this. It's just this is a very common thing, so you don't mess up, is that you have to type and delete. So not trying for that to be annoying. If you think it's annoying, you could definitely send me a message to let me know. It just, you don't want to like click that and click the trash can and be like, oh. So you just have to type delete, confirm, then it asks you again. So now everything that you want is gone. So you could delete your whole log with that, but you could also just choose and pick what you want. So again, you hit this little check arrow, right? And now if you want to delete all, I think you just hit that guy. That selects everything. So don't hit that if you don't want to delete all.
I have a
So again,
question.
yeah.
If I ask Serenity to make up lists like you have here, um, is it personalized? I mean, will I get exactly what you've got if I ask the same question, or will I get something different because it knows me?
That is a good question. I would think that would be customized, but I don't know. You could try it and we can compare our notes.
Yeah.
Um, so let's see. It will, yeah. So it should honestly be customized and some things may be overlapping, but I don't think that she would give you the same exact list that I got because each session with her is customized. It's not like a generic thing. It'll be a little different each time, even if you ask her the same thing every time. Like it'll be slightly different because then when you ask her the question, she pulls up the stuff and it's working on you. So you've already shifted. So if you ask her the question again, technically the answer might shift a little because you've changed. Every time you have frequency coming at you, you've shifted a little. So it could be similar, but it should be customized to my experience. So but like echinacea and elderberry, like a lot of us need that. So you may have some of the same things I have, but I have asked her things before, and sometimes it's like similar, but it's different. It's like a
Cynthia was saying
different.
something, but she was on mute. Cynthia, were you talking?
So far. There we go. Okay, now you can hear me.
Right.
Yeah, I was just saying I did duplicate it and I didn't go through everything, but a lot of things were similar.
Oh, was I not just sharing my screen to show you how to delete everything?
You did share it.
Okay, because I'm not sharing now, and I was like, oops. Oh, I am screen sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing. There we go. Okay.
I wanted
Cool.
to ask you something, Emily. Is there any plans to have MetaBalance run for like 2 hours where there's a pause for several hours and start again? And the reason being is I'm working on a child and they can only be done 2 hours. Then I have to rest them for a couple hours and then redo them.
There's gonna be a scheduler.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the next thing is the scheduler. So we're also going to be working on a MetaBalance Lite. So that just has like one feature, so that people can experience it for a lower cost. You know, it just does like one, it's really easy, it does one thing. And then this version we have now will actually be the Pro, like the MetaBalance Pro account, like the advanced. It'll stay the same. The cost and everything will be the same. It's just the new program will be so simple, like a one button thing that you hit, you know, and you can get some MetaBalance action going. And then this way it's easier to share and you know it's just very simple and then they can kind of work their way into this one. So
I have a
so
question.
that'll be in the future.
I have a question for Cynthia. You're working on somebody else, and yet MetaBalance is only targeting the people who are signed up for it.
Right.
So versus SRC, you can work on anybody you want to.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true.
Yeah, you can work on somebody in the family plan though. Like
Uh,
once you have them scanned in the family plan, so you know you can pull something up for your family member, your pet, your child, your
but you're
spouse.
limited to that. You can't have clients that you can run.
No, cannot unless they're signed up. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have are there any other questions or do you want to add what you do in anything or is there anything that you could think of?
Hey, me? Are you
Yeah,
talking to me?
I'm
Moi?
talking to you.
Well, I was going to talk a little bit about body balance. Because as we're going through, especially when these energies are impacting us so much, it's very important to balance the body. So let me pull my screen up here. Shouldn't do that. Let me try it again. Share screen. See what happens, Emily? We don't do it for a couple of weeks and I forget everything.
I know.
Let me see if I can get it pulled up. Otherwise, I'll have you do it. And I'll name it off. Let's see. Yeah, it's giving me a hard time. It's not pulling up. Okay, there it is. Okay, can you see this yet or can you see my screen?
No, just you.
Just
Um,
so I gotta get to share screen.
that should be at the bottom. I don't know what you can see, but that should be at the bottom
Yeah.
page.
It's not there. Nope, it's not there. I minimize it. I lost it. Okay, let me just tell you so I don't waste people's time.
Okay, do you want me to? I can do it for you too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, yeah, why don't you just do it? For some reason, it's not coming up. So like what I have found in my own body, there are certain things that are critical that you do, like balance your body fluids, especially when you have like today's the full moon, brain glands. So you want to type those in.
So I'm going to go to balance body under
Right.
modalities here. let me move these. You guys here, select. Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, do body fluids, brain glands,
Did you say brain?
yeah,
Okay,
all meridians, circuits and systems, emotions, spinal fluids, all nutrients, muscles, and we forget about the muscles, but the muscles can get knocked out really easy. Chemistry, metabolism, enzymes,
this is fantastic.
and microbiome. And you could add in there muscle regions. We've got muscles, but this is muscle regions, slightly different. Those are pinpointed areas of the body that make things strong. So when I run this, I find I'm not like today with the full moon. For my particular sun sign, it's supposed to be really not so good. I was supposed to really have a lot of problems. I haven't had any. I've done very, very well, but I have all this running. So I knew going into it that it was going to be kind of a hard hit. So I found that things didn't get knocked out. They could have, because I'm very sensitive, but they didn't. Any
So cool. And
questions?
then people could add to this too. I mean, you could keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These are just the major ones I have found.
Okay.
I I just took a picture of this on screen with my camera, and well, then I'll work from it from the picture that my camera gives me.
So next, and then 12.
12.
And I had been running myself on extreme like 5 times a day, and Cynthia told me, be careful, it's too much for you. Right?
Well, at times it depends on what you do. And for me, I can overcook myself and then I go the other way. So
Okay, okay. So it
doing
just
this,
depends.
yeah, for this, for 12 hours, I would just do normal, unless things were really out of whack. Like a week ago, an energy came through, got me in the head really bad. And I felt like I was out on the ocean in a boat doing this. And so it took me about,
Aw.
it was terrible. It took me about 24 hours to have enough brains on board to realize balance your body, Cynthia. You got it in the brain. It knocked my jaw out, I had all kinds of stuff come up. So I'm really getting more diligent about running this, but it's really good. Like I'm on I think just 2 programs right now, which is really good, but I'm keeping everything balanced. And that makes a big
Okay.
difference. So
Awesome. So I'm gonna try that out. I could probably copy and paste that one in the chat because it's really small. So that's it. So that's her special words of wisdom and her protocol. And let's see in my history here. All right, we'll see it in here. Now it's in here. And let me move the bar. And yep. So when you go to your history, it'll always show you what's running right now. It'll say on. If you want to make sure you're running, if you've closed out a window and you don't know if you're running, that's what the history is for too. So you can click on it, although my internet is unstable. So it's taking a minute to load. Okay, so here we are. So this is the cocktail. This is the rating. I kind of like to change the faces. I don't, I feel like when I see the little, guy looking, I mean, I'm not mad. I'm just, it's a 10. So I think maybe, did he just change in front of my face? He did, didn't he?
I didn't see it, but hey.
No, I don't know. I thought that was just red and it became orange. Maybe it's my eyes. Okay. So cool. So this is my history, So then you could clone this. And this is kind of short now, right? So they could be combined. What do you think about combining things together? Do you think it changes the effectiveness of it?
When I'm balancing, I just keep this unto itself. I don't put
It just goes
anything
like
else
short
other
and
than
sweet.
the stuff I need to balance, because if something goes wacky, I want to know where it came from. But usually if I'm balancing, it doesn't. And we forget about the spinal column and the fluids there, but I remember Raymond Grace many years ago talked about this lady who had all these mental issues, and it was the spinal fluid that was off in her body. And by correcting that, her whole disposition changed. So anyways, just some side notes.
So I'm like very disturbed about the face changing. Everyone said in the chat that the face changed.
Did
And
they?
I thought
Okay.
I was going crazy and I doubted myself. And I swear it was like, yeah, everyone's like, it's like, that's weird. I'm going to be asking Grandmaster David what the heck happened, because that is freaking really weird. This face was literally like a red devil dude. And then he was like orange. I don't know. Has that ever happened to you? I've never seen that before. That is so
Truthfully, I've never
bizarre.
paid attention.
I know. I've never really stared at it, but I mean, at least it wasn't like a smile that went to like this orange red thing. But anyway, okay. I'm glad it wasn't me. So thank you guys. I'm gonna like be looking out for that. Okay, it just it's getting better. Paula said it just means it's getting better. Cool. So I just don't know that it's designed that way. So so anyway, I think we've answered everyone's questions here. So hopefully that helps, that protocol you gave us is gold, Cynthia. Thank you. And the cold and flu protocols would be good too. So if you do have a family plan though, and you do scan your members in, you can run them. It's just that MetaBalance is supposed to be for everyone to run themselves, so you don't get bogged down running a bunch of people. But if you have pets or animals or parents or just people that you want to help, that maybe you're helping anyway by counseling them all the time. You could technically run them, but they have to get scanned in the first time, and they have to they have to have permission. But really, you want them to run themselves. So if you have a family plan, your family member would just sign in with your same email and password. They would select themselves, and they could run themselves. But we all know that sometimes there's just people that are stubborn and they don't. So, and I have a family plan, and if once in a while, I don't really think I run anyone but myself on here, because I love the simplicity of it, and I like not having to like, run a bunch of other things. But yeah, I might say like, hey, can you pull me up in the family plan? I'm driving. I don't know, but that doesn't happen a lot, I guess. So tomorrow we have, I don't know for anyone who's got SRC for You, but we have our first SRC for You training tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time with Cynthia. It's for our yearly support members and anyone on a subscription. So if you'd like to join us, if you have it, we'll see you tomorrow. If not, if you just have MetaBalance, we'll see you next week at I always have beginner training now at 7:30, and then I'll hop on this at 8 o'clock. So if you're in this group, you really don't need to be on beginner training. You're welcome to, though, if you feel like you're learning from the beginner training. But the beginner training, I just don't want to bore you, if you're here. But if you want to be on both, there's just two different links. So then you can, click on the email. You'll see the 7:30 link, and then you'll see the 8 o'clock link. So I'll probably be in this Zoom right at 8 o'clock. So if I'm just like a minute late, you know where I am. I'm on my way. And I look forward to you guys, using the program this week and staying strong and healthy. And then, have a great week. Hang in there. The energies are intense, but we're all doing great. And we'll see you next week. So thank you for joining me, Cynthia.
I want to say something briefly.
Yeah.
As much as I love MetaBalance, I still use my SRC when I can't get things done. So if you guys don't have SRC, or you've been waiting or whatever, it's so worth it. Sometimes I can get down a rabbit hole and find out what meridians are involved in an issue I'm having. And I can't do that on MetaBalance. So they both complement each other. Yeah. And so you can put things on there that you can't get in MetaBalance. As much as I love MetaBalance, which I never thought I'd say that, guys, because I was a diehard for SRC, but I still use them both. I don't exclude the SRC at all. So
I use them both too. And one of the things I like about SRC is that it does have that dowser, so you can ask it all kinds of questions.
Yeah. There's so many attributes that the SRC has that,
Right.
I mean, you have the SSTT programs. You can go so deep in that I can't get that deep in with MetaBalance. Although I get certain things with MetaBalance I can't get with the SRC. So I find that they are like a husband and wife team. You can
Yeah.
really do it all.
That's right.
That's funny.
There's so many options.
Oh, so many, so many.
Someone
Well,
else
thank-
said, someone else in the chat said MetaBalance is so portable, SRC is so broad, I sometimes get lost, but I love them both.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna see
Cynthia?
you tomorrow night.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is SRC? He asked ignorantly.
Oh, I think they're still going by the name Spiritual Real-Time Correction, right?
I'm not really sure what the real, I mean, it was that or search, remove, clear all, but yeah, I think it was spiritual real-time connection for you. It's the professional software that Grandmaster David created in like 2010. Yeah, stress that's right, stress relieving companion for you.
There
So,
we go.
but it's basically a professional quantum software where you can you have to have a Windows laptop. You can't use it on your phone. You have to only sign in from one device. But you can have like a quantum clinic. You can work on friends, family members, clients.
whole
You know,
group.
like it's for working on other people, basically.
Yeah. And it goes into the
So
quantum field. You can go way deep into the quantum field.
yeah, there's like all different programs for that. So it's just like MetaBalance has its own things and the SRC for you has its own things, but it's not portable as the sense you can't use it on the phone and it's not MacBook or Apple compatible. So we built MetaBalance to be compatible on all platforms from any device.
There's also a URL for SRC for you, right? A
What is it?
website. Isn't
Oh,
there?
it's so it's SRC 4, so src4you.com. So the name of the software is SRC4U, letter U, but the website's src4you.com.
The
So
four
if
is
you
a
wanna-
number, the number 4.
Yeah, number 4, SRC number 4 YOU. Yeah.
If you
Anyway.
want to, can anybody, it's just for those that have paid the fee for the 150 for the year for tomorrow. Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
it
for
is?
the members and yeah, and people who are current subscribers. There's some people who pay
Okay.
monthly, they're on a subscription.
So if somebody, if he, like he does it, he didn't know what it was. How does he see the quantum field and learn? Is there something that he can do?
We have all the free training videos available.
Okay, great. Because the
Yeah,
quantum field is awesome because you can take the first 3 things in the quantum field, plug it into the theme, do another one. So you can go so many levels in to heal something. I love that aspect of it. Anyways, you're
Thank
talking about
you.
my 2 babies.
Thank you. One
You're
other
welcome.
question, please. Cynthia, the balance protocol you use, do you use that under a general session or some other
No.
protocol?
In the balance
It's-
body.
So under the orange modalities, if you click that, you can scroll down to balance body.
Oh, okay.
So
Thank
it has its own. Thank you for asking.
Again, he asked ignorantly.
No,
there's
we're
no
like
ignorant
we're so
questions.
advanced. We need this. We need these questions. They're good questions. We
Yeah,
need to
thank you.
make sure
I
we're explaining what
appreciate
we're doing. So yeah. When I'm on the beginner training too, I'm like, I have to use like it's hard to be a beginner when you're so advanced. So probably it's the best beginner I can be. It might still be a little advanced.
And
So
I
true.
realize this is an advanced session, but I'm still learning. I'm sipping from the fire hose.
Yeah, so if you ever are available, I have the beginner training at 7:30 where we just go over basic protocols, basic things, show basic use and all that stuff. You can ask questions. Yeah, so
Thank you, Emily.
oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Finally get to meet you. So, okay. Well, love my MetaBalance family. We're all family here. We're all those frequency quantum people running ourselves, and using all that we can to be well, so it's very cool.
Absolutely. I love it. I don't know what shape I'd be in if I didn't have these tools. You'd
Yeah,
probably
and
have been in
by
a
the way,
mental
yeah,
institution.
Cynthia's really helped me. I was very sick in the end of November. I had some personal physical stuff going on, and she just cocktailed me to wellness. She started sharing all her protocols, and I started running them like every day. Like I was doing like 10 a day, and I really noticed a difference. So because she said, "How you doing?" I was like, "Not good, not good, still not better, still not better." And then it was like, phew. Then I picked up momentum as I kept doing. I didn't give up. I wasn't going to give up, but it was like, gee whiz. So I really do feel the benefit of running the Clonus sessions every day. I mean, I did I forget yesterday? I think like yesterday was like maybe a session or two instead of my normal 5. Because now that the chat box bigger, I combined a bunch of cocktails. So now I don't have to clone like 10 times. I just clone, 4 or 5 times. So
Well, I'm going to head off. I've got a class, so I'm going to sign out.
all right, Cynthia, have a good night. Thanks for joining and hosting.
Thank
And
you,
yeah, we'll
guys.
see you guys next week at 8 o'clock.
Thanks.
Have a great
Bye.
week. All right, bye.